You pick up your phone for 10 seconds. You tell yourself just one check. 40 minutes later, you look up and you don't remember most of what you saw. This isn't a failure of willpower. It's a feature of your brain that is over 1,000,000 years old, and it was never built for a screen. Your ancestors weren't scrolling through photos. They were scanning a landscape. Every few seconds, their eyes swept the tree line, the grass, the shadows, looking for two things: food and threat. That scanning behavior kept them alive. It wasn't optional. It was survival. Here's the strange part. Your brain never got the memo that the landscape changed. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy has studied how human attention evolved inside small, high-stakes social groups. Humans didn't just scan the physical world for danger. They scanned the social world for information. Who's angry? Who's allied with whom? In a group of 30 to 50 people, that information was survival currency. Missing a shift in the group's mood could cost you an ally, or your safety. Now hold that thought. Because your phone figured out how to hijack exactly that instinct. Every notification is a tiny landscape scan. Every scroll is a search for something that might matter. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a red notification bubble. It reacts the same way. A small spike, a small pull. Check it. Psychologist B.F. Skinner discovered something in the 1950s that explains why this pull is so hard to resist. Studying pigeons, he found that rewards delivered on a random, unpredictable schedule produce far more repeated behavior than rewards delivered every single time. He called it variable ratio reinforcement. A pigeon that got a pellet every time it pressed a lever eventually stopped pressing as often. But a pigeon that got a pellet only sometimes pressed the lever obsessively. It never knew when the reward was coming, so it never stopped checking. Sound familiar? You don't get a great video every time you open the app. Sometimes it's nothing, but sometimes it's something great, and that unpredictability is exactly what keeps you coming back. Your phone is a lever. You are the pigeon. Except you didn't choose this experiment. Someone designed it for you. For most of human history, the person controlling your environment had your survival in mind. Today, the systems don't line up anymore. Apps aren't optimized for your well-being. They're optimized for engagement. Time spent. Attention captured. Neuroscientist Robert Sapolsky has written about dopamine, and one finding gets misunderstood constantly. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure, it's the chemical of anticipation. It spikes right before the reward, in the moment of not knowing. That's the moment your thumb hovers over the refresh button. Your brain isn't chasing satisfaction, it's chasing the feeling of almost. This is why finishing a scrolling session rarely feels good. You come away with a fog, a slight emptiness. Because the reward was never about content. It was about the anticipation loop, firing again and again with nothing on the other side to satisfy the ancient hunger underneath it. Your ancestors' scanning behavior had a natural stopping point. Once the threat was gone, the urge to scan would settle. Modern feeds are engineered to remove that resolution. There is no bottom to a feed. You are handed an environment with infinite terrain and a brain only ever built to search finite ground. You're not weak-willed. You're not broken. You are an ancient pattern detection machine placed inside an environment engineered to exploit its oldest instincts. The mismatch isn't your fault. It's architectural. Understanding the mechanism is the first step toward loosening its grip. When you notice the urge to check your phone, you're noticing an ancient alarm system doing exactly what it was built to do, just in the wrong century. So the next time you catch yourself reaching for your phone without knowing why, pause. That reach isn't really about the phone. It's a 100,000-year-old instinct scanning a landscape that no longer exists, looking for a threat that was never there, and a reward that was designed to never quite arrive. You picked up your phone for 10 seconds. But the real reason you couldn't put it down again was written into your brain long before phones ever existed.